Deadpool 3 was funny and entertaining, but had a bad plot. Now, I know you think that I'm going to be some snobbish, boring critic with nerdy glasses explaining why movies shouldn't be fun, but I'm actually going to prove you can have a fun movie while having a good plot as well. My challenge is to keep all the beloved fun parts exactly the same while fixing the plot, because only a skilled writer can do both together in order to satisfy both sides. For example, the stakes of Deadpool's universe dying is not only cliche, but we never actually see it happen. They just keep talking about it, and the number one rule of script writing is show, don't tell. Like, have a scene showing Deadpool's world start to fade and people scream and panic as their loved ones fade away, including Deadpool's friends. The news reporter reporting on the situation also fades. A homeless guy with a sign saying the world will end runs naked through the streets yelling, "I was right!" Another homeless man yells, "Thanos has returned!" Finally, we see Deadpool's girlfriend looking at all the chaos. As she starts to panic in tears, the movie cuts back to Deadpool. This 1-minute scene would make the stakes so much more visual and emotionally connectable. Or actually, instead of the cliche universe thing, what if Deadpool specifically needs to be deleted because he's ruining the Marvel image by being such an anti-hero? So, throughout the movie, Deadpool tries to be like a traditional superhero, but can't help breaking the fourth wall and making pop culture references, making the problem more personal, but still being different from Deadpool 2 because he tries to be a better hero from a marketing perspective, not a moral one, which falls into a super cool theme idea I'll explain later. This would not only keep the fourth wall breaks, but enhance them. For example, Happy is explaining to Deadpool that he swears too much and he shouldn't swear because PG-13 movies are only allowed one F-bomb. If there are two, that means the movie will be rated R, and less people will be able to watch it, ruining the profit. He then explains the value of childhood and why children shouldn't be exposed to inappropriate Then Deadpool immediately says it twice, instantly making the actual movie rated R and ruining the profit. Or an even better idea, Deadpool says it once and Happy jumps to cover his mouth before he can say it again. Then security walks in the room, also covering his mouth while kicking him out of the office. Throughout the movie, while Deadpool tries to be more advertiser-friendly, he also tries to resist the urge to say the F word and almost says it during more comedic scenes, like Deadpool trying out new, lighter swear words and seeing if one gives the same impact like he's tampering down a drug addiction. I saw that a lot of people didn't really like all the swearing because when you swear so much, that kinda ruins the impact of swearing. So this would solve that issue while comedically breaking the fourth wall and making fun of the Deadpool franchise. I mean, if you're making fun of every other franchise, it's only fair you can also make fun of yourself too. And of course, the other meta jokes would still be there, but while Deadpool tries very hard not to say them, making them even funnier with unexpected timing. But why does Deadpool force himself through this, you say? Well, it's because of the villain. My new villain essentially takes Paradox's place as the TVA guy. He looks like your classic big shot CEO. Sharp gelled hair, pitch black tuxedo, big fat cigar with a dash of mystery and charisma. Amplified Paradox is the main villain of the movie, and Cassandra is just one of his pawns. How deadly this guy must be in order to keep someone as powerful as Cassandra under his control, creating more mystery and fear for upgraded Paradox. He gets Deadpool to his office. "Welcome, Deadpool." He throws in front of him a bunch of graphs going down. "Sales are down, people are losing interest in superheroes, and you ruining the superhero image isn't helping. I'm going to have to..." I know this is the cliche part of the movie where you tell me I have to change myself or you'll delete me. Then you send me on some quest. And I first agree and try to change myself, but on my journey I realized that who I really am, was good enough all along. No. Then Paradox just instantly sends him to the void. Now, I'm not done with the villain just yet. there's another super cool thing with him I'm saving for the end. But now that Deadpool is in the void, that means he'll encounter… But film fixer, what about Wolverine? Because the worst Wolverine is so lousy and miserable, instead of brave and heroic, he's also ruining the superhero image, and Paradox sends him to the void for the same reason. In the void, when Deadpool and Wolverine meet and all the shenanigans happen, there's also a scene where they are captured and forced to attend a dystopian superhero school with Cassandra as the headmaster. All the superheroes here are taught to be more marketing friendly. They learn all the ways to kill someone without it being too bloody, so the movie can stay PG-13, like snapping people's necks instead of shooting and punching instead of slicing, as well as how to come up with iconic catchphrases and lines, and how to appease the woke mob 101. And if they still aren't able to learn, then they get deleted from existence permanently. Speaking of not being able to learn, Deadpool is basically the annoying class clown who keeps interrupting the teacher and doing the exact opposite of what he's told, making fun of the whole concept of this marketing thing that movies nowadays have become slaves to. Because the jokes taking a stab at Marvel were very well loved, like "Welcome to the MCU, you're joining at a low point," this scene would amplify that and give the fans more of what they want. Speaking of giving the fans what they want, Deadpool's classmates are, surprise surprise, all the cameos that were in the movie, who are superheroes also rejected for not being marketable. Now, don't get me wrong, the cameos in the movie are cool and all, but I felt like they didn't really serve a purpose and relied too much on nostalgia. That's not terrible, but the point I've been trying to make through the video is that you can have fun bits while also having meaningful storytelling. So to give the cameos a purpose, all the superheroes could mention the reasons why they were not marketable enough and didn't get to be bigger characters in the Marvel Universe, shedding light on the greedy business practices the film industry uses that everyone agrees exist, so to see a movie with that being the theme would hit really close to home for the audience. They're angry that it's all about the money to them and seek revenge for that. Too bad they're trapped in school. Wait a minute, Deadpool's being taken outside the classroom to be erased from existence. 5 minutes and they already decide he's beyond saving. Don't blame him. But right as it's about to happen, Wolverine comes to the rescue and fights the teacher. Then there's a cool escape scene with them and all the others that I unfortunately don't have the budget to animate. See, I can break the fourth wall too. Now, all the events in the movie proceed as usual, except for the one change I thought of. Since everyone liked the fights between Wolverine and Deadpool, why not take it a step further and have fights between the cameo characters as well? It felt like a missed opportunity, or if not, then at least at the end when they all gang up to attack Cassandra in that car, have them all combine their powers in a cool way. Like this scene where Doctor Strange helps Spider-Man fight Thanos with the portals. If all Deadpool, Wolverine, and all the cameo characters did something like this, I'm sure the movie theater would explode. So they eventually defeat Cassandra. She does that circle thing, and they all go back to the real world ready to fight Paradox. Now that you're in suspense, I can tell you to join my email list, where I'll be publishing my video scripts early, and if you can suggest a change I like, then I'll not only change it, but give you a shout out as well. I will read and respond to every suggestion, and please subscribe if you want me to eventually be able to make my own movies one day. Back to fighting Paradox. When Deadpool and Wolverine escape and come back to the real world, Paradox's guards stand in front of them, setting up for a scene just like the opening where Deadpool will kill all the guards again in a comedic way. Right before that happens, Deadpool stares at Paradox and says, "F***." Paradox yells in anger because that's the second F-bomb, and now the movie will be rated R and shown to a smaller audience. Because up until now, things were relatively PG-13. See, I went through my journey and realized who I am was good enough all along. Now, Deadpool fights and comedically kills all those guards, while dancing to bye bye bye. He even does it in the most violent way possible, completely ignoring what he was taught, while taking a stab at the woke mob when he looks at the camera and says something like, "Only two genders, baby." Last but not least, Wolverine also starts dancing to the song while fighting. Wouldn't that be amazing? Finally, they defeat Paradox, and the super cool part I was talking about is when they do this. Paradox is the one who's implied to have created the downfall of Marvel by making all their movies bad for the reasons mentioned earlier. But now that he's gone, Marvel movies can actually be good again, like they used to. That's how you would really save Marvel. Looking at how Deadpool 3 turned out and that Robert Downey Jr. is back for Avengers Doomsday, it looks like Marvel has made some changes from within and might just make a comeback. So what better way to announce those changes than a meta movie like this, calling out their own flaws and promising to improve them? That'll for sure get everyone's trust back in Marvel. Now go watch another video or join my Gmail list.